What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about my Alabama Crimson Tide and quarterback Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe will be running a completely different type of offense under Kalen, Debor, and Ryan Grubb. Okay, so Jalen Milroe will have to make a lot of changes from what he did in the Tommy Rees offense. Because this offense that Kalen, Debor, and Ryan Grubb bringing to Alabama is going to be explosive. I'm telling you right now. So Jalen Milroe has a lot of things that he has to work on in order to be successful in this Ryan Grubb and Kalen Debor offense. But, that's not to say because he got to make changes and improve on things that he can't be successful in this new and improved offense that's coming to Alabama in 2024. So Jalen Milroe, all he got to do is just put in that work, put his head down, stay focused, and grind, and he will be the starter in 2024. Although you got those other quarterbacks on this Alabama Crimson Tide roster trying to take his job. And I know for a fact, two of them, Ty Simpson and Dylan Lonergan, can throw that ball and they accurate. So Jalen Milroe will have to improve in their area. Also, Austin Mack transferring in for Washington, who's been in Ryan Grubb's and Kalen Debor's system for a whole year. Even though he didn't get any playing time. He know that terminology. He know what Ryan Grubb and Debor expect out of their quarterback. All right? And like I say, he's been in that system for a whole entire year. So he got one leg up on the quarterbacks that was at Alabama last season, including Jalen Milroe, even though Jalen Milroe got more experience than him. All right? And all of them got more experience than Austin Mack as far as the SEC. But I'm always looking for something. And I found this article talking about Jalen Milroe, the changes he would have to make. And it says the most basic changes the basic change in store for Milroe. The offense will demand he get the ball out of his hands much more quickly than he did last season. All right. That should be just fine with Alabama fans who last year witnessed poor pass protection along with Milroe's tendency to hold on to the ball too long and kill too many possessions, which that is true. We did have poor pass protection at times last season, especially at the beginning of the season. It improved as the season went on, but especially at the first part of the season, it was terrible. Jalen Milroe was sacked more times in the first 3 games than Michael Penix was sacked all season last season. And that just tells you the difference in the offensive line from Alabama and Washington. And Washington had the best offensive line in the country last season. And I'm glad that we got that center from Washington to transfer to Alabama along with Kalen Debor. That's an improvement on the offensive line already. But Jalen Milroe, he got to get the ball out quick. He got to do that. Now in the Tommy Rees offense, Tommy Rees tried to make him a pocket passer, seemed like to me, and that's just not what Jalen Milroe is or the type of quarterback he is. But then again, I did an article I believe it was last week, how Michael Penix was talking about how Kalen Debor and Ryan Grubb in their offense, they like to move the quarterback around, throw from different spots. So that is good. That'll take Jalen Milroe or whoever the quarterback out of their pocket. They won't be standing in their pocket all the time. But yes, Jalen Milroe will have to get that ball out quick, and he's going to have to be accurate. He can make the short to intermediate throws, but he just needs to be accurate because he wasn't that accurate with them last season. A lot of those short to intermediate throws are behind the receiver or right there on him. You want to lead the receiver so he can continue his stride. They shouldn't have to break stride to catch the ball. But anyway, it is what it is. And yes, Milroe, man, when you you try to extend these plays, run around. You should be trying to get downfield. You're running around taking sacks, and you're not throwing the ball away when you need to. You're taking too many sacks. Throw the ball away if you have to. But in this system, it's going to cause for you to throw the ball short, intermediate passes a lot. But anyway, it is what it is. And but it killed a lot of drives last season. It also states if the 2023 Washington offense is any indication, Milroe will throw more screen passes in the first 2 games this fall than Reese called the entire season. And as Alabama fans, I know just like me, you was calling for screen passes and slants. I probably can remember 3 screen passes called all season last year. One was Jermaine Burton, who scored a touchdown, and probably a couple of screens. That's about it. Tommy Reese, he liked to throw the ball down the field. He liked to pick up yardage in chunks. And then sometimes you just can't do that. Okay? But anyway, going on down the article, whenever opposing defenses are giving away cheap yardage on underneath throws, curls, and shallow cross, Milroe gonna have to complete those passes before the daggone defense can get anywhere near them. Now those are quick throws, but it still depends on the pass protection. All right, but in saying that, he's going to have to complete those throws, and he's going to have to be accurate with it. It also says running backs will be more involved in the passing game, and we got running backs that can catch out the backfield. Jamarian Miller and Justice Haynes can do that. Also, we got I believe it's Daniel Hill coming in from his scouting report. He got great hands too, and he can catch out the backfield. So, but I don't know if we'll see him this season, because right behind Justice Haynes, you got Richard Young. So we're gonna have to see. But the 2-headed monster is gonna be Jamarian Miller and Justice Haynes in the backfield. And if you remember last season, that Washington offense had 2 1,000-yard receivers and a 1,000-yard rusher. Now, if Alabama can have that, we will be so dangerous. But we got to put the right quarterback in place. And if that's Jalen Milroe, he will have to improve on his passing game. But it is what it is. You just got to work and stay focused. But anyway, it says Penix. I don't skip the part, but last season, Penix, over half of his passes was like 9 yards from the line of scrimmage or behind or less. 9 yards or less, from the line of scrimmage. All right. And shit, still had 2,000-yard receivers. All right. So, hey, Jalen Milroe, you got to change your game, baby. You got to change your game. But anyway, 9 yards or less from behind the line of scrimmage on most of his passes last season, and that's Michael Penix. Okay, but anyway, Penix did take some deep shots that time, and most of them was completed. So I believe that's what this offense is trying to do. Throw those short to intermediate passes so those safeties can come up and then go over the top, which I think every Alabama fan probably was calling for last season. Establish the run. That way the safeties will come up. Or throw short to intermediate pass. That's going to bring the safeties up. And when that happens, go over the top. But it is what it is. That's in the past. Tommy Reese, he's gone. It's a new regime at Alabama, all right? And so Jalen Milroe, he's just going to have to conform to what those daggone Kalen Debor and Ryan Grubb, he's just going to have to conform to their game, their offensive scheme, and their offensive system. But anyway, it says that throwing these short passes, that would require something of a mindset reversal from a quarterback like Milroe, who typically look for big chunk gains under Tommy Reese's offense. And that's true. Tommy Reese liked to go big. And now you got Jalen Milroe back there trying to wait until that receiver come open and wind up getting sacked. All right? Or killing the daggone drive. Putting you behind the line of scrimmage. You know, behind the chains. And now you really got to go for big chunks then, trying to catch back up when you can take them. And this is on the quarterback also. Hey, if you see a receiver right there in front of you, 8-9 yards in front of you, take the check down. You ain't got all day to wait for this guy to come up open. That tells me that's the only guy you looking at. All right, and in that video with Michael Penix, I did on Michael Penix. He was talking about how Ryan Grubb implement the progression passing, where you progressing through your daggone reads, your wide receivers, all right, going from right to left or left to right. So, hey, he gonna have to learn that too, to you know, go through his progressions and not bailing out the pocket. If it ain't there, then you run, all right. But hey, it is what it is. We'll see how it all work out, or if Jalen Milroe is the starter in 2024. But anyway. It says Jalen Milroe's prolific ability to throw the deep ball will be a huge key for Alabama offense. But from a progression standpoint, he tended to let vertical routes develop first, often extending plays by scrambling to do so, and tuck his run rather than checking the ball down, which I just stated. You got a guy 6-7 yards in front of him, and you still trying to wait until this guy come open, wind up taking the sack, wind up trying to scramble, and you got a guy wide open right there in front of you. That's happened way too many times last season. But hey, it is what it is, man. What he was doing was listening to daggone Tommy Reese, soaking in what he wanted him to do, instead of doing the damn right thing, which is check down. But anyway, hey, so, oh well, Nick Saban did say he praised Jalen Milroe on his willingness to learn. Nick Saban praised him on that. And Jalen Milroe talked about how he liked to listen to these coaches and try to soak everything up just like a sponge. And that's what he going to have to do this fall, this spring. And he probably already started doing it, talking to Ryan Grubb and Kalen Debor, soaking in. I'm sure they already told him what they expect and what they want to see out of him. But guess what? Jalen Milroe, you got 3 or 4 other guys want to take your spot. So you definitely going to have to improve. But it is what it is. Nobody's saying he can't. Nobody's saying he won't be the starter in 2024, which I expect him to be the starter, but it's going to come with a lot of learning and a lot of changing in the off season. That's all I'm saying. But we'll have to see what happens. I'm just excited for A-Day game, and I'm excited for the start of the 2024 season, a new era at Alabama. But guess what? The old standard is still there. So, hey, it is what it is, baby. My Alabama Crimson Tide. And you might say, I get a lot of comments, you crazy if you think Alabama ain't going to take a step back. Well, you damn right. I'm crazy. Because I don't expect my Alabama Crimson Tide to take one step back. That's just me. And I expect Alabama to still be in the thick of things. I expect us to be in the playoff, whether it was a 4-team playoff or a 12-team playoff, which is going to be. I expect my Alabama Crimson Tide to be there. And I expect my Alabama Crimson Tide to be one of the first in the daggone playoffs. Because it is what it is. That just comes with being an Alabama fan. We expect greatness. Roll damn Tide.